today's fun gets to start with this. Well, I'm going to start working on it. Not sure how much I'm going to get done because old lines went right through there and it's real tight, almost like it was fiberglassed around it. You got the two vent lines and some of the electrical goes up through there. And the part I just got done working on right here, I just cut the old ones and tried to shove them through there. And of course, they go up. They came out in here and went down around. All of this mess here was way up in where I could just barely reach it. Up in there with my arm. So that tells me this is original from when the boat was built, because I can't see anybody going through all that to get up in there and zip tie everything together like that. So I'm starting to pull some of it out. Like I said, for some reason it comes in T's. Like I was saying, it T's and goes way over that way to go to the forward head. After it splits off here to come up and go to the shower. So I'm just getting started on having fun. And there we go, we are done. After fighting to get all that mess out from underneath there, I think I'm just going to go to the store and buy a out of order sign and stick it on the forward head and call it a day. I mean, there's still a shower back there, which might be easier to run the plumbing to than this. I don't know. Sonya probably won't go for that, so back to the grindstone, I guess. Well, just like normal, every time you turn the corner, it's full of surprises. Just like, what is that? There we go. Now it's in focus. And was the hose just a little bit too short? I don't know. There. I got it out so we can get a better look. I guess it was just that the hose was too short. I don't know. Now, I guess I'd have to say I'm impressed. I pulled that off. That is actually the quick coupler for an air hose. That's the male end that snaps into the quick coupler for an airline, which tells me that this part underneath the hose clamp here is the threaded part that would screw into some kind of an air tool. Or it's water line, I guess. Dual purpose. That's cool. Of course, I don't know if you can see how much of the end has corroded away. I wonder if that made any kind of restriction on the water flow to the sink. Somebody screwed up because the line for the cold water was too short too, so they had this short piece in here. And somebody actually used a barb fitting to hook two hoses together. I don't know. Maybe they ran out of quick couplers for air hoses, so they actually got the right fitting for this one. I don't know. And pretty much to go right along with everything else on this boat. Let's see if we can get to where you can see it. Water lines go to the back, zip tied to the electric lines, go down and go through a little hole down there. This is underneath the sink in the forward head. So somewhere like right down there is where it goes under. Now, keep that in mind. Way back there beside the head. We come all the way out here into the hallway, and there's access. And of course, where they come out, way back there, just out of reach of my arm. Probably about 6 inches past the farthest that I can reach. I think whoever engineered this, maybe they used to work for automotive industry. I don't know. Or is that just modern day automotive that does that stuff? So, which came first? The water lines or the fiberglass? It looks like the fiberglass is formed around the water lines. So I guess the water lines were there first. Anything you can do to make it easier to fix stuff, I appreciate it. So I got a roll of this red electrical tape here. And just took my line, just went through, and every couple of feet or so, just put a little bit of red tape on it. That way I know which line is hot and which one is not. If kind of didn't think you needed to see a video of me putting tape on a piece of hose. And if you do need to see that video, I guess you got more problems than I do. And there we go. Brand new hot water line ran from this water heater down below. Runs down through my conduit and down and around and down through there and up and over and under the sink. Of course, I didn't run it under the head the way that they had it done and fiberglassed in, because when I was back here, I accidentally dropped my drill and it put a couple of holes down there where the electric wires go through. So I figured I might as well just run the water line through it since there's already a hole there. Plus that makes it a lot easier because I can, instead of zigzagging around, I can run right along here. I could put a couple T's in here where I'll actually be able to access them once I zip tie it up and everything. And then those will come over through that hole and go up here to the shower valve. So instead of, zigzagging everything across under the boat and around and back and up and over, I figured I'd just run it to this access hole, then to that access hole, then into the head. But I don't know. I'm probably wrong for doing that, but that's just me. And here we go with the cold water. It's probably not going to go as easy, but hopefully it will. like that. Cold water line going down through, down and around, and coming out onto the sink. Now I got to go through and adjust everything, make sure it's right, and get some zip ties holding it in place. And I want to go get some different tees to put in here where it tees off to come up to the shower, because this old one, I don't know, they might be okay, but it's got the plastic ones in there. I don't know. Probably go get some brass ones to put in there with barb fittings, not airline fittings. And then I got enough slack down here I can tee into them. Like I said, it comes up through a hole right there, just a straight shot up to the valve, so that'll be easy. Some more water lines. Water lines for the galley go up and under there, and you can see they're all zip tied to electrical and everything. And they come out back here. Then there was a T, and they went across there through that to go back to the aft head, just for the sink. So I fought for a while trying to break them free, but gave up because I decided there's an easier way to do it. These two black water lines went over there, go up there for the aft shower. So I had to run new lines back here to replace them. Then I figured might as well just continue them down here, run them down and through, down through there, put a little hole back there. Then they come out here, go across into the sink. Instead of going through all that insulation there from the galley over to here, I just ran them around the other way. I still need to show you over this way. It looks a little bit better. Shower valve there. I got a couple T's to put in right there, and just a short little line from there to there, and then hopefully get up in there to replace that part. But that seems a lot easier than digging out all that insulation and trying to go behind the ice box to get through there. Of course, when it comes to the ones over here for the galley sink, you go up in there. Hey, look, there's more zip ties. And that is back here behind the stove, and there's no access to anything here. And then they go through a little hole up there, so you can't really reach up there to go in that way either. So, I don't know. Kind of thinking I'll do the same thing. Just, see right here, there's a little drain somebody put in. I'll probably come over here in the corner, put a little hole, just run them underneath, out through here, and hey, look, there's the water heater and there's the water pump. I've already put, well, about 100-foot spool. That's what's left, and I still need to run over here to the galley, and then, like I said, a little bit up there on the shower for the aft head. I'll probably need another good 20 feet of hose. Here's one more thing I'm debating, because now that I ran the new water lines through here to go to the sink, right there's the water pump for the electric head, which isn't hooked up right now. But I'm debating over teeing into the cold water to make the head flush with fresh water instead of seawater. I mean, there's a seacock right down there and it runs up to the strainer and everything. So I'm kind of debating, I don't know, keep it on seawater. Maybe put the check valve in there and make it where I can use both of them and just get in here and ball valve between the two, close it one way and open it the other way to use fresh, and I don't know. Definitely need to make it where it can't contaminate the fresh water. But I don't know. I got plenty of time to think about it. And maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. On one of my other videos, somebody left a comment about just using a piece of dowel rod to check the fuel, because there's a plug right there in the center of the cap, and there's an access plate in the floor to get to it. And they said put a sight glass in for the water. So after I started checking around, actually this thing did have a sight glass in it. Of course you couldn't see through it because it looked about like that hose there. So rearranged some of the fittings down here, and this is going to be my sight glass for water. I just need to get it out here, get it secure somehow so that it can be out here, and then just either open the access on this side or open the access on this side in the galley, and you can look in and see how much water's in there. Because if I run it up back there where it can be seen by the same access when you're checking fuel, is down between the water tank and the water heater, and if it's below half a tank you can't see it. So I just need to do some research and find out what would work best for getting it out this way so it can be easily seen. It might be nice to have like a bead that floats in there so you can see it floating as the water level goes up and down. I don't know, just more stuff to research.